Welcome to another episode of Tech Car and More. I'm bringing you today a new product for some of you guys. We have the CMF by Nothing Buds Pro. These earbuds cost me about $49 on Amazon. I've seen them on eBay as well for the same price. So I believe the MSRP is $49 for these. So $49, this is the packaging that you get here. Nice packaging, similar to the Watch Pro that I have that I did a review on. Very simple. Now, I want to let you know that I've been using these here for a couple weeks. So, besides just being an open box, this is actually going to be a review, I think, about the Buds Pro. So, let's get right to it. So, let's get these things opened up for you. So, just like the Watch Pro, you have um, a pretty simple presentation here. On this side here, you see like a little simple instructions on how to set them up and what to push and the touch area and stuff like that. You also have a little, see if you guys can see that QR code right here to scan to download the app to go along with them, which we'll talk about the app a little bit later in this review. But here, in this side here, you actually have your power cord, which is a USB-C power cord. There you go. And throw that to the side. And then you also have some product information, user's guide, safety information. So you can use that if you want, but most Bluetooth headsets are pretty straightforward when it comes to pairing, so should be pretty easy. But put those aside as well. And also, you have some extra ear tips here. So it'll come with three total. Now, it'll come with a set on the buds and then two extras, which are inside of here. And they're orange. They follow the color scheme of the actual headset and case itself. So you'll see that here in a few seconds. Put those aside. And this here is the actual headset. So you have the case here with the nice logo on the top. Now, like I said, I've been using these now for a couple weeks now, so got a few scratches on them, but that happens, and we'll talk about that as well. And right here on the outside, you see you have your indicator light. This will show you when you plug them in. It'll show you whether they need charge, which would be red, or if they're fully charged, which would be white. Then now, to let you know, like I said, I've been wearing these now for a few weeks here, and one thing that with all my earbuds, even the corded ones I used to use in the past, the ear tips are very important to me. So I have odd shaped or smaller ear canals. So I have to have the smaller ear tips, not extremely small, but semi small so that they fit in there and they stay. Depending on the design of the earbuds, with whether they have the little hook inside or whatever to help stay in your ear, some of them are a little more difficult to fit. Now, these earbuds are the kind that have the little stick that come out of them, similar to the EarPods, and there's some other ones out there. So I've never owned a pair with the stick. So I've usually used, let's say, we'll use these here for an example. These are the Buds A, Pixel Buds A. So these are just a simple earbud that you stick in your ear. It doesn't have a stem. And they stay really good. They have a little ear hook, silicone ear hook, which you can actually see it right there. That helps it stay in. But these are really, they fit really well in my ear. These did not. Now, my ears are different. Everyone's ears are different. These will probably fit better in most people's ears, but for some reason, like I said, my ear canals are a little small. So I had to buy a different ear tip set to fit in mine. Now, the ones that I have, the ones that are the go-to for me is the free foam ear tips from Comply, which I bought a set here, ordered them on Amazon. And that's what you'll see on these earbuds right now. And what's nice about these, they help to trap in the noise in your eardrums, your ear canals, so that way your eardrums can hear better, right? It kind of drowns out the outside noise. Now, I will tell you when I talk about the sound of these things, I'm going to talk to you from when I was listening to these with the ear tips that came with them, right? Not the comply ear tips because it wouldn't be a fair comparison. Now, I am going to compare them to my Buds A. Reason being is the price point. So I wanted it to be fair. So what I did was I did the sound test between two of these, and I used the included ear tips for the Buds Pro when I did it. So just know when I talk about the sound, it would be from the ear tips that came with it. So, but these are the ones that are on it right now. Comply. Let's move this off to the side. Tips for the packaging. So these are the earbuds here. As you can see, they have magnetic connector here. Staying pretty good. And you can see they have the CMF. I don't know if you can see that there, logo on the sides of them. And they have multiple microphones in these things. You have the two on the top for wind resistance. You have two on the bottom here as well. And then this right there is another one. And then of course you have the earpiece right here. Now this here, like I said, these are the comply. So they have the memory foam earpieces, but the ones that come with them are orange. Now, the reason I had to go with comply, let's give you um, a review of the actual ear tips. And this is something that I felt is um, a problem for me with these. Now, it might not be for everyone. Now, like I said, it comes with three set, right? Now, if you look at these, there's not that big difference between the size of them. So, a lot of times you'll see with the earbuds, you'll have like a really small pair, you'll have a medium-sized pair, and a large pair. Really, there's no really small pair here, or there's no really large pair, whichever way you look at it. So there's not that big of a difference between the three. So fine tuning them for your ears, for my ears, was a little problem. So that's one of the reasons why I went with the comply. So that's the ear tips for them right there. Another thing too, if you look at them, and I'm guessing because I looked at another set actually that I'm going to be reviewing next, another set of earbuds that are same form factor with the stick. You can see that the part that connects to the earbud is it's oval shaped. It's not completely round. You can see it there too. So the comply obviously was an oval shape, but they fit on really snug, really good. And ones that I used, it was, here's the model number for them right there. So if you want to take and copy that down, you want to order a set of these, definitely this is the one to get. And it came with three different sizes. As you can see, two of them are gone because I had to use the medium for something else. But yes, it come with three pairs inside of it. But these here were very similar in size, all three, so they didn't work for me. They kept coming out as I was walking, or if I was eating lunch and I had them in my ears trying to listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video, they kept coming out. So I had to go with the comply. Now, some of the specs on these things, we'll talk about sound, and some of them for the everyday typical user really don't mean anything. So I'm really going to skip over those pretty quickly. Like the decibel level, they say is 45 decibels, and I actually showed you four mics. There's actually six total in these. So Bluetooth 5.3, which is the newest Bluetooth protocol, which is really nice, which means they stay connected. I didn't have any problems with connectivity with these things. Once I connected them, they stay connected. The app is super awesome, very easy to use, and we'll talk about that as well. Now, it says that it has customizable drivers. Now, one thing that I will say about this is that the EQ, just a little learning curve. There are some presets that you can click on the app that'll give you like treble enhanced, bass enhanced, vocal enhanced. But you can also customize it and slide them in and out with the mids, the highs, and the lows will give you a better sound. So each person is different. Some people might like a lot of bass. You can move it to the bass. Some people like more treble, depending on the music you listen to. You can do that. So, and then also, obviously, if you're listening to like podcasts and stuff like that, you want more vocals. Um, so they are customizable. They're IP54, water resistant, dust resistant, which means, and it's just the buds are not the case, which means you can take these things out in the rain. Say you're out walking or running and it starts to rain. You don't have to worry about them getting damaged. Just keep the case dry. I wouldn't go swimming in them or anything like that because they will get damaged because they're only IP54. For IP68, you might be able to swim in them, but IP54, just be careful. Now, battery life. They say that you can get 11 hours of continuous use just the buds, right? Now, 11 hours is a lot of time. Most people work 8-hour work shifts, right? So let's say you turn them on in the morning and you listen to them all day. By the time you get off, you still would have battery life in them. I've done that. Now, this 39 hours of with continued, if the battery's charged 100%, and your buds, you're using them and you put them in here to charge and you use them again, you get almost 40 hours of continuous use of usage with the case, which is really good. And it also says with a 5 minute, with a 10-minute charge, you can get 5 hours of listening time. Now, this past week, I charged them in the beginning of the week, and I went almost a whole entire week without having to charge these. So, and a nice thing about the app, it'll show you the actual battery level of the buds and the case when you have when you first open it, or if you take the buds out for the first time, the case is still open, which is really nice. It also has low lag mode where if you're like gaming or something like that or watching a video, other than the fitment of these, I really like these. Now, like I said, I'm going to compare these up against my um, Buds A, Pixel Buds A. I've used these a lot. I've had these now, oh man, I would say over a year now. These were my go-to buds. Now, not to say these are the best sounding buds that I had, but with all the functions and the connectivity of I had a Pixel phone, how easy it was to use with the Google Assistant and all that stuff, it was awesome. Now, these here, they say that they are Google certified to work with the Google phones, Pixel phones, Microsoft also to work with Windows computers, which I have done. So it has that Microsoft Swift pair, which is really nice, the Google Fast pair, which is really nice. Now, I did notice that when I hooked it up to my Windows computer, it hooked up really fast, and that's one of the beauties of the Microsoft Swift pair. Now, I don't know how it would be with a Mac. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm assuming that it would probably be just as nice. Now, with the Pixel, hooking this up to the Pixel, it was similar to when I hooked up my Pixel Buds. It was almost identical. It shows you the image of the buds, you paired it, and it was really quick. The app worked similar as the Pixel Buds app does on the Pixel phones. It was really nice and really pleasant. Now, these only will pair to one device. There's no multi-pair with this, so you can't have it paired to like your computer and your phone at the same time and then switch between the two. You have to physically disconnect them from one to connect to the other. you were using these, and let's say they were paired to your phone, and you wanted to go and you wanted to pair them to your computer. Obviously, you go through the settings, you would go to Bluetooth, and you would select them, and then it would disconnect them from your phone, and that's it. Now, if you got a phone call, obviously it would not go over to the headset because it's now disconnected from it because you can only pair one thing at a time. But remember, these are only $49. There's a lot of other things that you get that I would say is definitely a bonus with these that would make up for that. So, another thing that I noticed about these two, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of scratches on these. And I don't put these in my pocket with my keys. If anything, it might go on with my phone sometimes, but this is just everyday wear on these things. They're not in any way scratch resistant, and I think part of it has to do with that matte finish on majority of it. There's the hinge on the back, the USB-C connector, and as you can see, when I open it, that light turns on. But those are just a few of the things that I would say that would be negative about these. Sound. These things sound phenomenal. I did a little test. My son, he actually has a pair of AirPod Pros. I think they're the second gen, and he listens to them a lot. He games with them. He listens to them, listens to music and all that stuff. So I have like a little sound test playlist on my device. And we tried to, I had him wear his AirPod Pros, made him go to Spotify just like me, find the same song, made sure his active noise canceling was on just like mine. And I told him to turn them up and listen to them, right? And now after he listened to his AirPod Pros, I gave him these, and then I turned the song on my device, turned that on, and he listened to them, and he told me that they're very similar. If he had to choose between the two, he couldn't by sound because they sound very similar. These things have tremendous bass and tremendous sound. I've put them up against my Buds A. It's night and day. These things don't sound anywhere close to these. These were my go-to buds. These are now my go-to buds. Neither one of them have wireless charging, so it doesn't really matter there. Yes, I have a wireless charged phone. I have wireless chargers at work and home. But you know what? I'll plug these things in, and it's not like I'm plugging these things in every day, which is really nice. So I might have to plug them in maybe once a week. That's it. So they're very similar in that way, but sound, these are phenomenal. Now they have another thing that I love about these. They have programmable buttons. So I can actually program by the touch on the bud what each touch does in each ear, right? So I might have my right ear touch twice and hold to advance track, left ear touch track and hold to go backwards. Or I might have over here where I touch and hold and it'll do the voice assistant, and I touch and hold over here and it'll answer a call. Now, one thing that I would say that back to the negative is there's no one single touch. So there's no function where I can just tap it once and it does something, which is kind of disappointing. It'd be nice if they had that because that would be a good one if I just tapped it and answered a call or tap it, it would hang up the call. I think I have to double tap it twice by default and that would answer, and I triple tap and that would hang it up. So, and that would be on either side, I believe. But yeah, touch controls are there, really good. Where was I at? The sound are phenomenal in these things. I don't have any earbuds right now that are at this price point that would qualify to replace these when it comes to sound. Now, there are a set that I have that I will be reviewing next week that are more on the, I want to say, audiophile side. And I'm going to give you a little clue on these things. They only cost me less than $25. Not these, but the ones that I'm reviewing next week. But for $49, I will tell you these are the best buds that I have ever had at that price. I would be willing to go up another $10, $20 and say these are still probably um, they would compete with buds. They would even compete with buds of $100 as these the Buds A. Now, I do know these retail for 100 right now. You could probably get them for less. It's the holiday season, but these sound much better than these. I would highly recommend these here. Let's see, in-ear detection. That's something that these have, similar to the Buds A. Buds A have the in-ear detection, and it works really good. When I take one off, they for sure, pause the music or the video or whatever. Um, what else? I talked about the app. The app also works with Apple and Android, so you can download the app on your Apple store, or you can also do it on the Google Play Store. Download it. The app should be similar for both. And let's see, that's pretty much it. These are very simple buds, um, but they sound very good. I would highly recommend these. And like I said, the little negatives that I was talking about with these here, it's not going to be for everyone. Everyone's ear canals are different. Most mine are smaller than most, so I of course had that problem, unfortunately. And for me, growing up, I've always loved headphones. I've had many different brands from Fly, Future Sonics, was it Ultimate Ears, Beats, Bose. Man, I've had tons of them. Sennheiser, have many different brands of headphones and earbuds. I was always limited to what I can wear though because of my ear canal size that, they had to fit in there and stay in there. Pretty much I couldn't get them or use them. But um, the comply tips really helped out with a lot of them. But if you're going to do it, and you're going to get the comply tips. It'll definitely. I think the comply tips make any pair of headphones sound good, but without the comply tips, these things sound amazing still. So, oh, another thing, active noise canceling. Don't want to miss that. It has active noise canceling, transparency mode, and normal mode. Now, the normal mode, the normal mode and the transparency mode pretty much has one level, right? And you can definitely tell the difference when you put the transparency mode on, which is what I usually use when I'm walking around in the streets on lunch break or something like that. That way I can hear my surroundings because I work in a city, a lot of traffic, a lot of people walking around. So I want to be able to hear everything that's going on around me. But let me tell you, when I throw that noise canceling mode on, it makes a big difference. And you can actually change between the modes on the app, but you can also do it on the headset as well, which is really nice. But with the active noise canceling mode, there's three levels of it. There's low, medium, and high. Now, I couldn't really tell a big difference between the three modes, but I can tell you when it's on high, you barely hear anything. You hear just what's in your ears, and that's it. Which, if you want that, it's definitely a bonus. You would definitely love that. But the active noise canceling on these things, and that's even without the comply tips. When I had the regular tips that came with these in, still was amazing how much sound it blocked out. So these are active noise canceling. It has transparency mode, very similar to the AirPod Pros, where you tap it and you can automatically go to transparency mode and then tap it again and it goes right back to noise canceling, which is really nice. But yeah, definitely. I almost forgot that active noise canceling transparency mode on these are amazing. So I think the active noise canceling. Now, one thing I did notice. Now it says it has AI built into this. Now I believe. Now I could be wrong on this, and I haven't really. Now I will tell you, I try not to watch other people's reviews on a product before I do my own review on it. But I did listen to other people's reviews on this headset, and no one mentioned this mentioned it at all. But I just thought it was something that I had to mention here. Now, It says it has a hybrid active noise canceling technology. Now, one of the things that I notice is, let's say I have these things on and there's a loud sound. Let's say it can be anything, or let's say I'm sitting in the car and they're on, I'm listening to something and I close the door and it's on active noise canceling. I hear a click, like as if the headset is adjusting to that sound. I don't know. It's really weird, but it's almost like this thing adjusts randomly to the atmosphere around you. Like it automatically adjusts to block out wherever you're at, whether you're inside, outside, noisy environment, not so noisy environment. Which, if that's the case, these things are pretty sophisticated, especially for $49. But I will say, no matter what that is, it still sounds really good. Now, but that's pretty much it for my review on these. Um, I highly recommend these things. $49, you're not going to find a better pair. Anything lower than this, price wise, you're probably going to get what you pay for. Even the $50 ones now, I've had some from like Airfun and stuff like that that were maybe on sale for 50, that were really good, because that's another really good brand. But these here definitely shine at $49. And they come in three colors. You get the orange, which I got, which I wanted to be different than what I usually get. It comes with like a white and then a black. So, but yes, these are the CMF Buds Pro, from nothing. And let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Really helps me out. I would love to, at one point, get to 1,000 likes on my initial review. So help me out there. Subscribe for sure. Get that number up, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.